Morning, my friends. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun with the direct symbolism. How normies get it confused. Normies live in a performative world where it must be really confusing of what's real and what's not. And do you know what's behind everything? Just every deception in life, no matter like what it is, on a scale like this, on a scale of a YouTube video that gets 1 million views, the way governments fight war itself, behind all war, we could look at the present one, like Iran, whatever. I don't keep up with any of the stuff. You know that. I just know this kind of stuff. And it can be about oil. I'm pretty sure we all don't think that it's weapons of mass destruction because we've done that before. It feels like a repeat there. Behind all war, behind everything, behind every deception is hiding this code that I've been showing you. The 101, the two pillars, and the door. That's what the old world was. That's what the entire world knew, I would say, up until a couple years ago. When I was a kid, um, as a neurodivergent person, I saw how this code was everywhere and everyone celebrated it as no one, as it was hidden in plain sight, hidden by the secret societies, the regular old grandpa masons. You go down to the family recreation center, and that's really what masons are. They run the family recreation center. And I could tell you all the millions of ways that narcissism destroyed everything, saying that it's evil. So, that's what we'll be watching here in this video. And I haven't seen this video, but it's what I've seen my entire life. So these guys will try to weed through symbolism and real life and get the two confused, and everything that's good, quote unquote good, because I'm sure they're going to say good in this video, and they don't even know what they're talking about. They mean it's going to be so silly and so backwards. They're against everything they support, as they don't have any clue at all that they're doing that, as they'll want to be the fringe people on the outside, but they're the mentally ill narcissist that want to talk about somehow some other mentally ill narcissist wanted to get rid of what was good, but then these guys will be the ones getting rid of what was unquote unquote good, because it will be the code of everything, the geometry of everything, how everything works. Their egos will find that offensive, and then they'll decide, jackass. The world my ego loves is the dumbed down idiot ego world where no one knows what anything is. You see what I'm saying? Is they'll be fighting for the people are allowed to know things, but then their whole entire thing is our utopias once we burn all the books, once we get rid of everything. But these will be the people that champion books while they're championing burning all the books, getting rid of all the information so no one could ever know anything ever again. Then when I tell you behind all of this, that's why we're making this video, because it's going to make it so apparent. So, I mean, it's right in front of your face that the only thing going on in this world is trying to make it look like this code doesn't even exist. Truth doesn't exist because truth links to this code, and all of life is just everyone's opinion. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
The dogs. You've been in the Middle East. You know what those dogs are like. They're not nice creatures. The old guys.
Oh, and of course, while everybody understands that I would like these guys, no one would ever like me. Understand that. Really understand that. I like everyone. There ain't nobody that would like me. You imagine the devastation that I would do in these people's lives, which is what I call normal conversation, I wouldn't see the difference because I'm neurodivergent. I'd be saying regular shit. Man, these dudes would be on the floor trying to learn how to breathe again because their egos have been destroyed by me just like joining the conversation.
You ready? Historical and biblical contexts of first false gods in the Old Testament. Baal, Asherah, Moloch.
I don't even know how videos like this could have 1 million views because I have so much to say and it's all real information and I try to get it out. Then every time we go to make a video and I hit play on the video, it's like, wow, look at the dead world. Look at the dead world of these guys. It takes them 45 minutes to say 3 or 4 fucking words. And somehow this has 1 million views on it.
Aman and Raphan. Did I say those correct?
Yeah, those are just
Raphan.
Yeah, Raphan. You have basically under Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub. Those are the principal titles that roughly.
Now I want you to start seeing what's code, what's regular life. I want you to understand that anytime there was an Egyptian ruler, a ruler anywhere, but it looks like we're going to be talking about like Egypt.
I'd mentioned before, roughly.
Raphan and shit like that. Leaders symbolized themselves through the symbolism. It was, if you were a king or a queen, the portraits, the artwork, what made you the king and the queen is because you unite the opposites. It's the story, it's alchemy. It's learning that you're the opposite of yourself. See, the thing is this happens on a fractal scale. It happens between husband and wife. But first, it happens within all of us. It's the alchemical marriage within all of us. And you know how difficult these things actually are when you realize people have a shadow closet? When you realize how people are the opposite of who they believe they are. They've fashioned their shadow closet their entire life, lying to themselves, going, I don't do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not lying to myself and hiding it from myself. No, it's the same thing that we're doing here, guys. It's I show you that you're the opposite of yourself. Then we put Humpty Dumpty back together and we stop being the opposite of ourselves. Isn't that the way that if you were like running society and you wanted to actually do a good job, you wanted to have good families and a good operating, functioning society, wouldn't you just teach everyone the alchemical marriage? Wouldn't you teach everyone how they're the opposite of themselves? All this psychology that I teach you, wouldn't you teach it to children? Wouldn't you teach it to men, women, families? You teach people how they're the opposite of themselves, how they lie to themselves, hide it. You teach people how you become a kingdom divided so that those types of things don't happen. Then you know what happens? You get to have an empire. And we're looking at it happen with the United States. An empire lasts 20 years. Rome, the height of Rome. Yeah, that lasted 20 years. And really, it's like 2 or 3 years at the top. The United States, I lived through it. We lived through it and didn't notice that our Gen X reality was the height. It was the 20 years where you get to have a normal fucking society. Then narcissism calls all of it evil. Narcissism comes in, turns all of it upside down, and convinces everyone that the alchemical marriage is evil. And you know what would be nice? If we ran everything through stabbing everyone in the back with a smile. And that's what nice people do. And we'll all lie to ourselves, hide it from ourselves, and we'll just all go around with smiles as we stab each other in the back saying, I didn't do that. No, I hide it in my shadow closet. So I guess we can try to get back onto the video. With a video like this, it's only 15 minutes long. I would really like to make it through the whole fucking thing.
Everything he does.
It's like I got so much to say here. And then I go to hit play on the video, and it moves at a fucking turtle's pace.
Is a mimic of a mockery, an aping of the true, the good, the beautiful. Everything he does.
See, this is what we're here. This is what we're here for. You have to understand when he says the true, the good, the beautiful. What is he talking about? We all know Carl Jung's nice, loving, kind people really aren't kind. Those are the fucking narcissists. So when you're saying, what's true? What's good? I'm thinking, bro, you're talking about the most fucking evil shit as you've dressed it up as, don't ask questions, as you're here asking questions. Everyone knows the opposite. The absolute, all their words, they don't realize that they're the opposite.
Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub, those are the principal titles that roughly I've mentioned before. Roughly, everything he does is a mimic of a mockery, an aping of the true, the good, the beautiful. Everything he does, he can create nothing.
Yes. It sounds like you're repeating the shit that like we should know for real here. Yes, the parody. You don't understand the words that you're saying. If we were to talk about it in real world context, how does it happen? How does it unfold into life? You're talking about how entertainment was destroyed through millennials doing YouTube parodies. Take all the original, the things that are original of the spirit, and to say, I have my own take on it. No, go make up your own shit. Go do your own original shit. And then a millennial goes, no, your original things are mine because I get to put my original spin on your original thing. Do we not understand how all these things actually equate to life? Or is everything performative for everyone? They don't know the difference between the fantasy parts of this shit. What parts are talking about the code of creation? What parts are talking about psychology? Do you know how the mimic, the replay works? What can you define? What is actually, it's the beautiful, it's the good. You wouldn't know what original is because it takes years of walking around in the paradox of nothing new under the sun. So we can't even have this conversation here.
The true, the good, the beautiful. Everything he does, he can create nothing. This is why we saw, we talked about last time, this God mentioned in Exodus 1:11. Well, now, he's not mentioned.
Now, this, you should really know it well. And I'm going to tell it to you point blank. Then you go check the world. You go to make sure that this isn't an opinion of mine. You go to make sure that it actually reflects reality and it's real. Every single god of these gods, it's the alchemical marriage and the door. The narcissist turn everything into them. So they turn it into the pillars. So any of these gods, they're regulated by symbolism itself. Is it this god that represents the pillars? Okay, that's called Satan because it's representing humanity. It's representing hypocritical. It's representing the kingdom divided. And then the door is representing the Christ, and there was nothing else ever. There wasn't different religions. There was only the costume that they wear and the fact that they all had the same alchemical marriage symbolism tells you how all of this works. That since it's ran on the alchemical marriage, it doesn't matter of people. It actually matters that things are running by that symbolism itself. So if you were going to tell me, ooh, this God over here, this is like the satanic God, I would say, okay, you mean God of the pillars. Total hypocrite. It's the God, they're all mimicking the God of the Old Testament because it's a template. You see the God of the Old Testament, you see all the wicked tyrant shit, you see it's all hypocritical, then you should say, why is it like that? Oh, it's the pillars of judgment that are making him like that. What's the cure? The door of Jesus Christ. Okay, now any other God or anything that's mentioned, you take that same template and you move it over. That, right? The names don't matter. The definitions don't matter. How it's following the symbolism is what matters.
But the cities are mentioned. If Egypt and the principal deity of the pharaohs would embody, and this particular pharaoh, this particular time, and at different times, was this demon Atum, and he would. Before we get into the big gods,
now this is part of why we're doing this video. You're supposed to be doing a psychological check on yourself because this is a truly educational video. So you are supposed to be monitoring yourself right now for this. You're supposed to be watching and witnessing the enticement of your ego. Is this the kind of ego bait that you've taken your entire life? And I'm telling you right now to take a step back and take a look at it right here.
Particular time, and at different times, was this demon Atum.
Just the word demon. It's the word demon has triggered this performative script in your mind. That's the duality. That's the Satan. That's these gods. The way that when he said demon, it triggered in your mind, us versus them. Boy, I'm sure better off than that demon over there. Well, let me show you this human psychology. And by the time you're done, you're going to realize, ooh, boy, after you're done showing me how wicked the narcissism of as human beings, I can't even figure out what demons were after that. Because that was the definition of the demon. The demon was the severe narcissism of human beings. So if I was to describe the narcissism of human beings, there would be no room left to describe a demon, because that would be describing the demon. So I'm telling you I want you to notice how your ego got enticed into us versus them because that's how this shit really works. It's not a performative story in the background. It's real world things happening right now in your psyche. It's the way that magnetics have a push-pull, a push-pull to them. We're dealing with, didn't you feel the magnetic pull or push when he said the word demon, as though we have a belief system for that? I'm supposed to believe something. Wait a minute, the demon's the good guy. And then earlier he talked about, well, it's all beautiful and nice and great. But then if we asked him to define that, it would be Carl Jung's nice, loving, kind people, and it would be wicked as fuck. Then he wouldn't know that he's the opposite of himself. Then in all that chaos, we throw out a word demon that entices the duality in everybody to make everybody go into duality mode of, I'm not the demon, I'm the good guy. I'm on the good guy pillar and the demon's on the demon pillar.
And at different times.
Do you know what's making the demon a demon? Narcissism.
Was this demon Atum. And he would, before we get into the big gods, okay, this particular Egyptian god.
Now, I'm feeling like we're going to get some weird performative shit that's going to be some more grandiose things that are just supposed to make you feel inflated in your ego. Do you guys see how everything that you've ever learned in your life is performative, and it's made to build your ego while you're being told, you're so humble. It's all the opposite, guys. It's all the opposite. It's the greatest of judgment of ever, the greatest of narcissism, the greatest of demon shit. And then everybody sits here going, glad I'm not the demon. Glad I'm the good guy over here. What's making you think that you're the good guy? Because you made up a story? And your idea of what's nice, loving, and kind is the most wicked shit in the fucking world? We got mass confusion here where somehow we built an equation where it's like, boy, I'm so glad I'm better off than the demon. But then when we go look at what a demon is, it's no different than whatever all this shit, all this confusion, all this not knowing the difference between the performance and the real thing, as we all lie about it, and then say, boy, I'm glad I'm the good person here. It's kind of, see, guys, think of it this way. You live in an entire world of maximum evil. You live in an entire world where no one can even feed themselves anymore. You live in an entire world where every single person stabs every single person in the back with a smile, going, that was friendly. That's how we do friends. That's how I'm a good person. See how I hid it from myself the way I stabbed you in the back? We live in a whole world of nothing but demons that all stab each other in the back. That immediately after they stab each other in the back, they convince themselves that they're good people. It's amazing. I live in an entire world where every single person thinks that they're the good guy, but the entire world is maximum evil. So then who's doing the evil? If everyone is so busy being so perfect all the time, man, you guys are so immaculate because you decided that you are. Man, wow, there sure is a lot of evil around here. I wonder who's doing it. I mean, all the human beings are just absolute perfection at every moment. It just makes it, I just don't understand how I can explain how the world is one cutthroat, evil fucking place where everyone's trying to lie, cheat, steal, slander, blackmail, extort. They always think that someone's got something up on them, so they're going to make sure to get you first. I live in an entire world where I have no motive to get anybody, but everybody thinks that they're going to get me first because I'm out to get them. So then if that's the nice people, then then what's the evil? And then if that's somehow supposed to be the nice people, should like the maximum of fucking evil here.
That's the great masturbator, the great he, she.
Oh, here we go. I love it. If we're gonna go into something like this,
this particular Egyptian god is known as the great masturbator, the great he, she, because everything goes back to that original creation of Adam and Eve.
Like
right?
this is the weird thing, like. Just to bring something up on this, it's about a code. But if you want to make it about Pornhub, I think a tab that doesn't exist because it's not hardcore enough for today's porn would be dude eats his own cum. I think everything is a little bit more. It's so funny, the people that think that they're righteous, which is everyone. Everyone has these porn addictions nowadays, and I love me some porn. Oh, I'll get down on some porn. But we're acting like this dude, he masturbated. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. In the world of where we all stab each other in the back, and that's real. We all make each other homeless, stabbing each other in the back. And this guy thought that the evil was somebody masturbated. Yeah, that's going to be okay. People are allowed to stroke their dicks and finger their pussies and shit. It's going to be okay. God's not going to be mad at you. Look how they formed this whole world of the stabbing in the back, and then I smiled at you. That meant that I'm a good person. Everyone's so fucking good. Look at what they've done. They've made it so that all their evil is acceptable, that they can't even see it, that they ignore it, that really that, no, when I stabbed you in the back, man, I did it with such a smile. It meant, man, we're all the most perfect, nice, the only evil that could ever be. Look at how they've gotten rid of everything so that they can deduce it all down. Doesn't make sense, of course. Oh man, the only evil that could ever be, was there somebody that masturbated out there? Yeah, God's not gonna be mad at you. Go ahead and stroke your dick.
God is known as the great masturbator, the great he/she, because everything goes.
This is what you're supposed to notice. If you know about rebus, which we're talking about the alchemical marriage. So when the marriage is happening, you're putting together the two opposite versions of yourself that shouldn't be opposite. And you've created one as a shadow closet. It's the prodigal son coming home. And then the father says, I've been waiting here, son. I've been waiting here for you to finally come home. You finally put Humpty Dumpty back together, because that's the story of the prodigal son. All of this is the alchemical marriage. So the prodigal son goes out. He goes out and bees the opposite of himself. He goes and does the cutthroat, stab everyone in the back world. He becomes that. He becomes bankrupt. And then he finally comes home. And that coming home is the rebus, is uniting the feminine side of yourself and the masculine side of yourself to become one complete person, but to tell you this in a very real world way that we can all understand. It's to realize that you're the opposite of yourself. It's to realize that you lie to yourself and you hide it from yourself, and then you pretend that you're a fucking good person. And it's to realize, and then that is called uniting the opposites. It was realizing that you're the opposite of yourself. It was to realize that it's not uniting the opposites like you think, because this world is void of the true masculine. So how would you unite opposites in a world that's feminine, where those two pillars are feminine, and it's only the Christ that's masculine, and nobody knows the Christ, because everything that's going on here is woke feminism, as these are probably conservatives. These are like MAGA conservatives, but look at how it's all performative. Like the female is the performance. The male is get it done. Like, isn't this like females on the Oprah show right here? Don't men on the construction site, don't men talk about structural things? Don't men talk about getting the work done? The last thing men would do on the construction site is talk like this, because you're wasting time. Because the job has to get done, because shit actually has to get built and it has to be functioning. And look at this woman's world of these gossipy dudes on the Oprah show, confusing reality for fantasy.
Before we get into the big gods, okay, this particular Egyptian god is known as the great masturbator, the great he/she, because everything goes back to that original.
Now that's what I want you to notice, though. When the symbolism is talked about, when it's the old world, when it's God. Oh, I got to blow my nose so bad. When it's like gods and all this stuff, anytime anything is mentioned of the he/she, the hermaphrodite, the androgynous angel, every single time one of these things are mentioned, it's the rebus, and it's uniting the missing half of yourself. Let's go to that Katy Perry video that I've shared with you guys over the years, because it is fucking masterful. At the end of the Katy Perry video, Wide Awake, Katy Perry runs into her child self, her inner child, the real version of her. That's the reuniting. That's the rebus. It's the end of the Katy Perry video where grown-up Katy Perry which is supposed to be the ego version of herself, runs into the golden child version of herself, which is the real version of herself, and reunites with herself. It's the rebus, the uniting opposites, uniting male and female was a getting to know yourself, was uniting the hidden half of yourself that you've lied about and hidden from yourself so that you can convince yourself, I'm always perfect. Everyone's so good. No one's as good as me. That's why people that do this, people that have this psychosis where they create the divided self, they think all this shit's evil. They think the reuniting of yourself. This is all backwards. This is all fucking backwards and has destroyed all of life, all of societies, all because whoever is in charge tries to have a society that teaches the people to not lie to themselves. Tries to teach the people exactly what I do with my mystery school, is I teach you how you're the opposite of yourself so that you're not that anymore. I teach you how to become the rebus. That's what narcissists find evil. Narcissists start wars over the alchemical marriage because the narcissist lives in the stab in the back world. The narcissist is the kingdom divided and sees a complete human being as an enemy. Do you know how you know this is spot on accurate? Well, wasn't Jesus Christ killed?
Is known as the great masturbator, the great he-she.
Didn't Jesus Christ wasn't loved by anybody. Everybody hated Jesus Christ was spreading the alchemical marriage. They looked at all of it as though Jesus Christ is evil. Do you think that people looked at Jesus Christ as good? No, they looked at Jesus Christ exactly like this dude is going, the demon, it's so evil. Get the demon, it's different. They called Jesus Christ the demon. They called everything that Jesus Christ did. They tried to set up like, he's weird. He's the demon. He said something outside of my ego. It hurt my belief system. Jesus Christ the demon. Get rid of him. You know how happy they were the day that Jesus Christ was killed? They said, he finally got what he deserved. He hurt my ego. So he finally got they were so happy to see Jesus Christ be killed.
Everything goes back to that original creation.
Isn't it funny how they sit here? It's even these people right here, of course. These are the people that called Jesus Christ evil, were so excited to see him killed, and now are sitting here talking about some devils and demons when they're responsible for killing the truth as they claim somebody else did that.
And Eve, right? And also...
hold on. Everything goes back to Adam and Eve because that's where the code of the trees... why would everything go back to Adam and Eve? You'll only find one thing. There's only one thing here. It all goes back to Adam and Eve because that's the beginning of the trees of good and evil. And all stories, all these gods, all this stuff can all be explained of their symbolism of two pillars and a door, and it's only Christ that's the door, and everything else is the two pillars. I don't need to know the names. I don't need to know your Baal and your Baphomet, because there's a lot of them. There's thousands of them. The names change, the symbolism stays the same. They're the pillars of judgment. Doesn't matter what name, civilization, doesn't matter what time. If you're running by the pillars of judgment, you're running a certain operating system. You're going to do things a certain way. If you're running the middle path, well, you're going to end up as Jesus Christ.
Is known as the great masturbator, the great he-she. Because everything goes back to that original creation of Adam and Eve, right? And also...
Look. Guys, it's performative for him. Yes, everything does go back to Adam and Eve. Now, will you please tell me how? In an actual, real way that affects everyone, their psychology, their life, the way they think, the way. Can you please tell me in an actual, real way here?
Everything goes back to the proto-evangelium, Genesis 3:15. A Redeemer will come. And so from the beginning, the enemy is working against this. And what he would do is he would, and I'm sorry, this is not.
Look at these words that he's using. The enemy. But okay, yes, there is an enemy. The enemy is the one who is the opposite of themselves. The enemy is the narcissist. The enemy is the one who thinks that they're nice, loving, and kind, but they're actually Carl Jung's evil, nice, loving, kind people. So,
15. A Redeemer will come.
Look, a Redeemer will come. Wow. Boy, have we gone into maximum fucking Disneyland storytelling without actually understanding the story that we're telling. Here, a Redeemer will come. Okay, well, what does that Redeemer need to redeem? Well, why is that Redeemer? He just wants to tell a story of devils and demons and then tell you, ooh, good thing that you're perfect. Man, there's evil out there. It's a good thing all of us human beings are so perfect all the time. And then there might have been this like evil thing somewhere a long time ago or something. But man, it's a good... Look at the world we live in, guys. Look how evil the world is. Look how cutthroat and backstabbing. And this guy's here to tell us, man, there might have been something evil there in the past. I don't know. We don't know what evil is because we're too busy being perfect every moment. And everyone, all of life, man, there's devils and demons out there. And I'm sure glad that I point at my enemies and then the Christ lays waste to them for me. And I'm the chosen one. And it's so nice that we're all the chosen ones. Man, there's evil out there, but we could never find it because, man, everyone is the chosen one and everyone's so busy. And then there's a Redeemer that will come and they don't know what like the Redeemer would do because they don't know it's them. They don't know it's them that needs the redemption.
It goes back to the proto-evangelium, Genesis 3:15. A Redeemer will come. And so from the beginning, the enemy is working against this. And
how will the Redeemer redeem you? Oh, you think that the Redeemer's here to redeem everybody but you. So a Redeemer will come. You don't know what the evil is in the first place. You don't know the code behind everything. You don't know why people would be trying to destroy things or any rhyme or reason to anything whatsoever. And then a Redeemer will come, and then I would say, for why? You've made it that you live in a perfect world full of perfect people. So then what would the Redeemer have to redeem? You're so busy being perfect along with everyone else. It would, you're so perfect along with everyone else. Wouldn't it make the Redeemer evil to redeem something that's as perfect as you?
15. A Redeemer will come. And so from the beginning, the enemy is working against this. And what he would do is...
The enemy is working against this. How? How does the enemy work? The enemy works through narcissism and being offended by the truth and protecting its own shadow closet. This is what all this is about, guys. It's about shadow closets. It's about the way a person has a major narcissistic reaction if they're to see their own shadow closet, and they call that evil. That's 100% of the time. If a human being has their from Sal to Paul moment, their moment where they actually saw their own shadow closet, that's what everyone's calling evil, guys. Them seeing their own evil. They see their own evil and they go, that's not me. It's literally their whole life of lying to themselves and hiding it from themselves. And they've done it so well that when they finally see themselves, they go, that's not me. That's the lies that I've told myself my whole entire life and hid them all from me. And they don't even recognize it as themselves when they see it. They try to destroy everyone else, saying that it's them. Isn't that kind of mentally ill? That if you see your own shadow closet, you deny that it's you, and you say that you go around persecuting everyone else, saying it's them that did it to you, and everyone else would kind of be like, what do you mean it's me that did it to you? Because it's you that saw your own shadow closet, and then you go persecute everyone else for it.
A redeemer will come. And so from the beginning, the enemy is working against this. And what he would do is he would, and I'm sorry, this is not.
Oh, this guy has some performative shit that wouldn't even make it on Pornhub because it's not badass enough. He has some pussy ass, like sexual shit or something like that, where he wants to act like we're in a world that doesn't have Pornhub.
What he would do is he would, and I'm sorry, this is not for every audience, but he would ingest his own semen and then spit children out of his mouth.
So you're talking about Kronos. You're talking about a planetary event that really happened in the sky as you're talking about the beginning of the last cataclysm. You're talking about the very beginning of Noah's Ark, talked about with that story, with its costume taken off. Like, what is the true worldwide story of Noah's Ark that you can find in every culture, every civilization?
Ingest his own semen.
You find it told as this planetary story, that something happened to the planetary alignment. We still have people talking about it to this day. Saturn wandered off. What happened to Saturn? It's wandered off onto its own. Like, the story is told all over the place. Saturn, it used to be in alignment. What happened to Saturn? There was this big, and it was documented as a war in heaven. I mean, the Earth had a different atmosphere itself. We can't even picture how it was, like a movie. We can't even picture, because the Earth had a different atmosphere. Everything worked different. When they looked up in the sky, they literally saw what looked like a Christmas tree, because that's where Christmas comes from. They literally saw these two pillars and this DNA helix ladder, and they documented it as Jacob's ladder, the angels descending. It was real. It was a real thing that they really saw behind the veil, and they documented behind the veil. Then the worldwide cataclysm came, and the blinding light of the day came out, and now we don't see the sky properly. We see it in black and white. We don't see that old Christmas tree that they used to see in the sky. We don't see that old DNA helix with the pillar and a positive pillar on one side of it and a negative pillar on the other side, just like we would find in electricity.
And then spit children out of his mouth.
So understand, guys, this story is explaining how everything went awry, how there was the seed of creation, the fertile crescent moon, and it used to rain. It used to rain food. Yeah, that's where you would find out the true stories of the Bible on Jesus Christ feeding everyone. Comes from a planetary event. It comes from the fertile crescent feeding humanity. Yeah, it rained down. Did it rain down as like plasma food? Because the fertile crescent used to literally rain down food and feed everyone. And then the parts in the Bible where it's like, oh, Jesus just manifested bread. The bread fell from heaven. It's a very, very, very old story. The bread raining from heaven and feeding, and the Christ doing it, that's as old gets right there. I mean, you're talking before the last cataclysm. That's how life normally operated. So, and you have this food that's coming out is that seed, the purple seed that I draw in the flower of life. And it would rain down as this purple seed of creation, and it made life because it's the seed of creation. It fertilized things. So if you understand things like that, and you understand it's creating life, and the DNA helix looking thing, the Jacob's ladder, is all coming from it, and it's the flower of life cube on Saturn, if all of that started to malfunction, as in the planetary alignment was making it happen through positive and negative electricity, as that's how we would categorize it. And then all of that started to go awry. It started to go out of alignment somehow. Like, how would you explain that? Because these are real things. As in, it's a real seed of creation. It really is the planet fertilizing. As in, this seed, it could be on a planetary scale of where I have a dick and a girl has a pussy, and then I put my dick in her pussy, and then it makes me come. And do you think that that's reserved for human beings? No, the seed of creation is like Saturn putting a big old cum shot on us. And how would you try to talk about that as all of it went awry instead of all of it raining down to planet Earth to fertilize planet Earth? It's the fertilizer. And we're waiting for it to rain down, and it's like, okay, well, it always rains down at 2 o'clock. Hey, man, it's almost 2 o'clock. It's about time for the Fertile Crescent to rain down a bunch of Jesus Christ bread on us. And then it doesn't happen. And then you look up, and all the seeds that are supposed to be raining down, fertilizing planet Earth, are going right back into Saturn. And it's like, wait a minute, hold on. All those seeds are supposed to rain down and fertilize Earth, but the planetary mismatch, the alignment, is making it so they're turning around and all the seeds are going right back into Saturn and being destroyed. Then wouldn't that make sense of Kronos eating his babies right there? It's the Fertile Crescent that was supposed to rain down food on planet Earth. Then there's a mismatch in the planetary alignment and it doesn't rain food. Instead, all the food turns around and goes right back into Saturn to be destroyed. Wouldn't you call that Kronos eating his babies?
You know, this is not for every audience, but
look at the performance. This is not for every audience. Well, you're not talking about anything fucking real here, dude. What do you think you're talking about? This isn't for every audience. I'm about to say my performance things where we think things are offensive, but we don't actually know what things are. Show me your performance here, guy. Tell me your performative speak. I can't wait to laugh at how you're trying to protect people. Like, guys, I'm going to protect you right now. This kind of language, talking about male and female and how fertilizer works. Guys, I understand it's offensive to you. I understand males and females are offensive. Let me save you. This is the good people. Remember? He's saving us from understanding male and female because it might be offensive in his woke world where he thinks he's not woke because he probably thinks he's a Republican. But do you see how they're all woke?
I'm sorry, you know, this is not for every audience, but he would ingest his own semen and then spit children out of his mouth. And this is how, because the demon can't create. So this was in this particular worship. This is how he did it.
Particular worship. Aren't you talking about something fucking real? Like, look at the mismatch here, guys. He's literally telling us something that he's telling us as though, like he's going to tell us something that's real. Like you have the amount of life that you have in performance, the amount of life that you have in fantasy. As in, you don't know how any of this is real or could be real or how it could function in any way possible. You said the word worship. How does that doesn't fucking the word worship? Huh? This is like we're on the construction site and we're literally cutting wood and everything is cause and effect and everything is fucking real. Then this dipshit decided he was going to get fired by coming up and talking about everything as a performance. No, we're really cutting the wood for real. No, we're really framing the house for real. We're not worshiping the house. No, we really have skill saws and we really do use them for real. And this dude thought that us building a house was like this performance that he does where we don't use tools like men, where somehow we have our Islam mats down and instead of using tools, we worship them, which makes no sense at all. This word worship makes no fucking sense when you really think about it. Like, what do you mean? Worship, what do you mean? I put my Islam mat down and then go, God's great. The word worship makes no fucking sense. Try to make sense of this word. It's so performative. It's fake. There's no such thing as worship. It's the most fake fucking word that has no definition, has no meaning to it whatsoever. This word, it's like the ultimate scapegoat word to put everything in fantasy, to make sure that no one's offended by ever speaking about anything real. We'll throw our magicians 3-card Monty word. We'll worship. They were worship. Define worship. I want to laugh. Like, I haven't had a good laugh in a long time because there's nobody that's funny. You know what would be funny? For you to see people just take this shit for granted because it is their scapegoat words. It is their scapegoat shit. It's these areas where people think no one would ever, we're all in on it together, guys. No one would break the pact here. You know, when I say worship, you don't question that. You just know that you're the good guy and the enemy's the enemy and you're always perfect. It's because it's stroking your ego. No one ever questions any of this shit because your ego gets stroked and you want to be told how you're perfect and everyone else is a demon and you're so fucking great. And it allows all of this to take all of these real things and then put a word that's so nonsensical. Look at even the context. Even the context is arbitrary. It's so arbitrary to just throw the word worship in there.
Of his mouth. And this is how, because the demon can't create. So this was in this particular worship.
Guys, please try to make sense of that. He told us real world things and then goes, in this particular, it's all for psychological reasons to pump your ego up. It's all about hiding you from yourself. He's helping you hide yourself from yourself. He's helping the delusion. He's helping all of it for you to pretend that you're separate from everything, for you to pretend that these aren't things happening in your life. Inside of you, we pretend that it's some arbitrary idiots from thousands of years ago that were so stupid that they were arbitrarily worshiping nothing for no reason at all, and they were evil and you're good.
And then spit children out of his mouth. And this is how, because the demon can't create. So this was in this particular...
A demon can't create? None of you know what nothing new under the sun is, and you believe that your parodies are original works. You idiots, you believe that your YouTube videos that are no content at all, your lives that are no content, it's so funny how you don't know what's truly original and what is the parody. And you think that the parody is the original. It would take you years and years and years of walking around in the nothing new under the sun paradox until you finally would know what's the difference between original and parody. And these fucking retards that don't know the difference between original and parody, it would take them years and years of absolute confusion. The fucking retard has the nerve to go, demons can't create. Neither can you. Because you don't know every single thing that you do. You think we just steal from each other. That's what you do when you don't know what's original. You think that everyone just plagiarizes everyone. You wouldn't have a clue of you wouldn't know the beginning. You wouldn't know where to start. You wouldn't know any of what is truly original and what is not. And anything that you would do would be the parody. You think that your nonsense YouTube videos and speeches and shit are somehow like your invention and your work of art, just like everyone does. Yeah, tell me about how demons can't create anything original, and I'll show you a fucking mirror here, guy.
And this is how, because the demon can't create. So this was in this particular.
He says it as though, man, I'm so glad I'm better than the demon that can't create anything original, while he's the demon that can't create anything original. Where's your original works here, guy? Yeah, you seem to think all of your parodies. You seem to think all of your performance and your parodies. Isn't that your explanation of what a demon? Can't do anything original, copies everyone else, doesn't know the difference. Wow, you just explained yourself perfectly.
Worship. This is
while look at how the scapegoat works, guys. He explained himself. Wouldn't he be caught red-handed? Man, you're caught red-handed explaining yourself. How are you gonna explain it away now? You'll put the tail end of it with the word of worship, so that you make sure that you never see yourself, that you make sure you hide it all from yourself. And somehow it was like some silly people worshiping something, which makes no sense.
In this particular worship, this is how he
sure,
did
bro.
This ancient god, because again, that they take anyway.
Anyway, guys. Look how the set is made of the symbolism. Look how we have the two pillars. And then the American flag door. And look how it's perfectly set up for the alchemical marriage. Like literally. This is the code. You're on one pillar right here. And then the other person, the female, is on the other pillar. And then you're going to become the alchemical marriage, where you unite the opposites. And you become the rebus that can walk through the Christ door that you've symbolized as the American flag. So the ultimate of blindness. Look at these two human beings put on a parody. Look at these human beings do their fake existence while they built their set of the real code. That's the only thing that mattered here, is this fucking code. Everything else is performative. Everything else is narcissism. Everything else is the way that they lie to it's all this code, guys. This code told the story of any of these fucking gods. I don't give a fuck. Why would you care about the performative story of any of these like gods? Because it's all the same. They're the gods of the pillars. That's all you needed to know. They're the gods of judgment. They all work the same. It's the same psychosis. It doesn't matter their names. Doesn't matter any of it. They operate from the pillars, which already dictates everything that they'll do. It dictates the repeat. It dictates everything that they could possibly do, say, every single thing. You know what would be stupid? Is to think that their words dictate things. Is to think performances do. Is to think stories do. When you got the code that already predicts the way everyone will act, the way everyone will do everything. All you ever needed was those two pillars and the fucking door. It's all right there. You built your what a cosmic fucking comedy. These two idiots tell a performative story that their ego can't comprehend. As they confuse the entire thing, they think that they're the most important and there's something evil and they're the good guys. While the truth, they made it out of their set itself.
Like what? Well, it's the power.
I could tell your entire life. I can already predict every word you say before you say it, because these pillars dictate every single hypocritical thing that you say. These two pillars, they predict every single way you will lie to yourself, hide it from yourself. You're a kingdom divided, you're a shadow closet, and those pillars predict every single bit of it. Then you unite the opposites into the rebus so that you can walk through the door, because that's the problem, is you. Isn't it funny they don't know that they're supposed to become the rebus as they're talking as though the alchemical marriage is evil?
Or of regeneration, it's the unity of male and female.
Here we go. Here we go. The unity of male and female. Well, I mean, if we're dead nat's ass talking about the alchemical marriage here, how is he going to turn this into a performative fucking nightmare?
They take what? Well, it's the power of regeneration. It's the unity of male and female that most approximates the life-giving love of the internal life of the Trinity.
Guys, yes, it's that, but isn't it very human? Isn't it very real world when I showed you that you're the opposite of yourself, and it's everyone, and there's no shame in the game? Like, look how he's turned this thing. A thing of where you're supposed to have a personal revelation about yourself, where you're supposed to realize all of this about yourself. You're supposed to realize, oh my God, I thought I was the nice, loving, kind people, but I'm actually fucking evil as fuck. I'm Carl Jung's. You're supposed to realize all this shit that I've said in this video. You're supposed to realize all that about yourself and realize the necessity of the alchemical marriage. It's because you're the opposite of yourself. It's because it makes you a self-loather. There's cause and effect here. It causes depression. Do you want to walk around being a depressed person? Do you want to walk around being the opposite of yourself as you believe that you're not?
The power of regeneration, it's the unity of male and female that most approximates the life-giving love of the internal life of the Trinity, the mystery of what God was doing before he created, living in himself, sufficient, but out of love creating us.
Out of love creating us?
And the angels to serve us.
It's angels to serve us. Wow, man. What you're really... To serve what, bro? You're the opposite of yourself. You're a backstabbing, lying, corrupt piece of shit that goes, I'm not doing that. I'm the good guy out here. And you think that God made angels to serve you. You don't even know yourself. That is one evil God that gave you dominion over other life forms, and you're the opposite of yourself, and you're a wicked fucking tyrant. And that's a God I want no part of. This God, because your God is the God of the Old Testament, because you're really a Jew.
Love creating us.
Yeah, this is the same fucking shit. This is the same. It's identical. Glenn Beck and going, I'm feeling this reverence for Israel. I'm a good goy. I'm the best goy of all the goys. I lay my life down for Israel. And Israel hates him. Israel literally hates Glenn Beck. And Glenn Beck's like, I would lay my life down. The reverence I have for Israel.
And the angels to serve us.
And how would the angels serve you? You're anti-everything. You don't know what's creative. You don't know what's skilled. You don't know what's talented. You don't know what's actually respectable. You don't know what would actually be good or evil as you're evil. And you think that your evil is good. So, boy, do you have a psychosis. Boy, do you believe you're this benevolent thing of perfection that God gave these angels and they're all obeying you. Man, you've really taken a real story and turned it into this performative thing where you appear to be the demiurge that says, I'm God and there is no other before me. It's weird.
And the angels to serve us.
Oh, really? And how do those angels serve you? That's what I want to know. Do they wash your feet like Jesus Christ washed everyone else's feet? See, Jesus Christ serves from the place of a servant. He rules from the place of a servant. You rule from the place of a ruler. It's weird. That's weird. Wait a minute. Jesus Christ came to wash your feet, but you want to demand that everybody wash your feet. It's interesting. It's interesting how evil you actually are.
And the angels to serve
Really?
us, and to serve Him, and to be custodians over creation.
No.
And so we see this type of mockery from the beginning. Now,
He said custodians over creation. What do you fucking mean by that? Can you please explain your nonsense bullshit here, guy?
the main deity that you'll see in the Old Testament, we see it play out in different cultures.
The main deity of the Old Testament, yeah, that's the template. You don't need to know any of these other gods because they're all the same. So that's why you have one main figure, Yaltabaoth, the demiurge. One main figure that explains all the other ones. The same narcissist tyrant that is created from the pillars of judgment is just the same as the other wicked. There's no other formula. There's no other code. So the pillars that create the one tyrant are the same pillars that create all tyrants with the same playbook and the same script. So do I need to know definitions and names of all these thousands of gods? No, because they run the same script and have the same playbook, same symbolism. There is no other playbook. There's no other narcissism. There's just the one narcissism.
In the 2nd century, there was a church writer named Tertullian in Africa. He's writing like 150, 180.
So, like I was saying, I would actually love to finish this video. Doesn't matter though. I mean, like it really doesn't. You and I, we can take any video. It doesn't matter. It's all like this. Like I say, man, I would love to finish this video. It doesn't, they're all the same. It doesn't fucking matter. The human condition is the human condition, and we will find it no matter where we go. They will all be running this script. It doesn't matter. You guys can link me any video, anyone. It doesn't matter. It will be the human condition is identical. The lies, the shadow closet, the pillars, all of it is identical. Everyone's running the same script. It doesn't matter. So I just think that's funny when I say, man, I would love to come back to this video and finish it. Like, why? Like, why? Why? When this is all of life, when every video will be identical. So if you're learning for real at the mystery school, please donate. Really, really appreciate you. Join the Patreon, join the channel. I hope you guys have the greatest day and the greatest life in this upside down, backwards, weirdo world where all the demons think that they're somehow these like benevolent, greatest people that ever existed, when literally they give a definition of a demon and then they fit that perfectly. Much love.